Back at 103-year-old Eldridge Park here in Orleans, Massachusetts. You can see the fans lining the hill along the first base side as another great crowd on hand tonight for a Cape Cod matchup between the Falmouth Commodores and the Orleans Firebirds. No score between these two teams. Falmouth is 2-0 against the Birds this season, as Orleans looks to take a game here at their home field. Leading it off is the catcher and cleanup hitter, Riley Adams. And a first pitch slider is inside 1-0. Adams is from Encinitas, California, plays his college ball at the University of San Diego, and on one of his recruiting trips, he had the opportunity to meet Chris Bryant, who's now the third baseman for the Chicago Cubs, as a 1-0 pitch is a slider on the outside corner, 1-1. But Riley Adams, also a second-degree black belt in karate, and he led his high school Canyon Crest Academy in San Diego in points and rebounds for a single season, as a 1-1 pitch is going to be called a ball by the home plate umpire Jeffrey Mertzel, 2-1. A 37th round pick by the Chicago Cubs in 2014 is Riley Adams, as a 2-1 for Pasatino is lifted first base side out of play. 2 balls and 2 strikes. Well, the man on the mound, Jeff Pasatino, came into this ball game and still has the best ERA in the league. It was .72 entering this contest, as he's fired 3 scoreless innings, and he's just allowed 2 earned runs on the year. The right-hander into the windup in the 2-2 delivery. Swing and a miss, as Adams just got tied up on that pitch for out number 1.
What a great pitch right there. Lots of movement on the fastball, really tying up Riley Adams. Take a look at, it's like actually a changeup, and you see this pitch. Really, look at the movement, the late movement, really eating Riley Adams the last moment. Nothing he can do with that one. That's a tough pitch by Pasatino as he picks up his 3rd strikeout of the ball game.
First pitch to the right fielder, Adam Hazley, misses outside, 1-0. And Adam Hazley, a 3rd-team All-American according to Baseball America at utility. He pitches and plays outfield at University of Virginia. Righty to lefty, and the 0-1 fastball upstairs, a ball and a strike. But Adam Hazley has the 7th best average in the Cape Cod League coming into play tonight. It was at .325.
You see his numbers at Virginia. 6 home runs, 37 RBIs. As he swings and misses. That changeup by Pasatino has been filthy tonight. That's another one right there. Picked up the strikeout on Adams and quickly jumps ahead 1-2 here on Hazley.
Pitch to Hazley, slider off the plate away for ball 2. Well, I mentioned he pitched at the University of Virginia, and I talked to his father actually 2 nights ago at a Brewster game, and I said, is Adam going to pitch at all this year? And he said, nope, he wants to focus on hitting and playing the field. We've seen him in center and right, and he's got a great bat and a really strong arm. As a 2-2 pitch is a fastball up and away, and the count runs full. 3 balls and 2 strikes. Hazley comes into this ball game with an on-base percentage over .400 as a payoff is lined to left center field. That's sinking quickly, and it's down for a base hit. A 1-out knock for Adam Hazley, and the Birds are in business here in the 4th.
Well, Hazley picking up the base hit on the changeup. So he saw a lot in this at bat, and he stays back on this one, and he hits it the other way. And that's a very pretty swing. Saw a couple changeups already, stays back, and he hits it right into left center field as he picks up a base hit. The 4th hit of the night here for Orleans.
And that brings up the DH, Peyton Squire. Plays his college ball at UNLV. Has played left field, right field, and 3rd base for the Firebirds this season. And the first pitch is chopped too short. Grenier steps on the bag for 1 on to first, and that's an inning-ending double play. So the Birds go quietly here in the 4th inning. No runs on a hit, no errors, and nobody left on base. We go to the 5th inning here at Eldridge Park. No score between Falmouth and Orleans. You're watching Cape Cod Baseball on Fox College Sports.
ESPN Radio Sports Center.
I'm Logan Ratick. The Vikings opened up US Bank Stadium with a 17-14 win over the Packers on Sunday night. Green Bay was in the game with 2 minutes left, despite 4 fumbles up to that point. But their luck ran out when Aaron Rodgers lobbed one up.
Rodgers to throw on 3rd and 14, floats it left side, and it's intercepted. Picked off by Trey Waynes, who's been picked on all night long. interception. The Packers' threat turned away with 1:50 to go.
Kevin Kugler of Westwood won on the call. Trey Wayne sealed the deal for Minnesota after committing 2 costly penalties earlier in the game. Sam Bradford outdueled Rodgers by throwing for 2 touchdowns and just under 300 yards in his Vikings debut. Unfortunately for Minnesota, the win came with a crushing loss. Adrian Peterson limped off the field in the third quarter with a torn meniscus. Head coach Mike Zimmer said that the timetable for his return is uncertain. Minnesota isn't the only team that's dealing with major injuries early on. In San Diego, Phillip Rivers has lost a key weapon in each week. After Keenan Allen tore his ACL in Week 1, Danny Woodhead sustained the same season-ending injury in a Week 2 win over Jacksonville. In what was predicted to be a shootout, the Giants improved to 2-0 with a 16-13 win over the Saints. New York walked off on a field goal by Josh Brown as time expired. The Giants' only touchdown in this game came when Jonathan Hankins blocked a field goal and took it 65 yards for the score. The win marks the first time that New York has started a season 2-0 since 2009. And in basketball, the Bucks signed Giannis Antetokounmpo to a 4-year extension worth $100 million. With updates every 20 minutes, I'm Logan Ratick, and this is SportsCenter on ESPN Radio.
Paul on second, Kirtley on first. 2-1 pitch is popped up third base side. That's going to be back out of play. And that actually planks off the light pole, hits the top of the dugout, off the railing, and back into the dugout as a couple of fans were looking to take home a souvenir, but to no avail. It was kind of like Happy Gilmore's final shot at the Waterbury Open. So 2 on, 2 out, and a 2-2 count. Pitch to Hazley is chopped foul, first base side of the count holds.
Exactly what I was thinking.
Off the top of the fence and then trickled right back in. Pretty funny.
Logan, you read my mind on that reference.
Glad I'm not the only Adam Sandler fan. As the right-hander King comes set. 2-2 pitch. Breaking ball just a bit inside, and the count runs full on Adam Hazley. Should he extend the inning, Riley Adams awaits on deck.
315-443-2011. Have a little bit under 10 minutes remaining here on the double overtime if you want to get a quick word in on Syracuse basketball. We'll talk about interior defense, and I think that's something that I've been harping on this team about, but they turned it around. Dajuan Coleman playing 1 minute tonight, I like that. I feel bad saying it because he was a great recruit. He's been here for 5 years. He's been a part of 2 Final Four teams. You know, and he's had unfortunate injury troubles. 2 knee surgeries on both knees. That's tough for any player, let alone a big man. But let's be realistic right now. Syracuse is 9-6. They didn't have a quality win in non-conference play, and they finally picked up their first credible victory of the year. And you know why? Because this Miami team was not able to score inside with ease. You saw Tyler Lydon blocking shots. Tyler Roberson provided energy off the bench. This team is better when Dajuan Coleman is not on the floor. This team is better when Pascal Chukwu is not on the floor. That's the reason why Boeheim said those 2 guys aren't ready to compete at this level. And he was right about that comment. But for everyone who's been down on this team and saying that they stink, it's not a bad team. You got to look at this lineup and look at the potential and hope that these guys come together after their first signature win. Andrew White is a guy that can score and rebound and even facilitate a little bit. John Gillen can shoot free throws and hit from the outside. Tyus Battle provides energy and aggression at the guard position. Tyler Lydon can score inside and out and play solid defense. Torian Thompson is a pretty good all-around player. He's getting better defensively, and he's not bad from the post. Folks, don't give up on this Syracuse team just yet. And I know they have such difficult odds to even be considered for an NCAA tournament bid, and they really did themselves over in non-conference play. Last year they had the battle for the Atlantis, but this year they have nothing. So they have to resurrect themselves in ACC play. Is there a likely chance that they can make an incredible run given the strength of this conference? It'll be difficult. But it's Syracuse basketball. I go back to that point I said before. This program is one of the best in college basketball. 6th all-time in wins out of any program, and that's with 101 vacated from them. Whoever's a fan of Syracuse basketball is lucky to have this team. It's still a pretty good team, in the grand scheme of things when you look at college basketball. It's just the matter of developing an identity. And I've said this on these shows earlier this year following a couple of bad Syracuse losses. It takes time for guys to learn the 2-3 zone, and it takes time for a team to gel when you have 5 new players. I mean, there's 4 playing right now, but still, that's half of your team. And I know that the growing pains were so evident in non-conference play. But tonight, I saw a team that had some fire in them. I saw a team that could kick things into high gear. You got a home game against Pittsburgh on Saturday at a good Virginia Tech team the game after. If you could get a 3-game winning streak rolling right now and pick up those 2 quality wins, all right, Syracuse is back in the conversation. But they can't be satisfied tonight. They have to come back out and want to win even more than they won tonight. Because you can't just get cocky that you blew out Miami by 15 points at home. Because realistically, the defense wasn't excellent. Syracuse won this game because their offense was maybe at its best all season, and they only had 2 guys in double figures. But they need to go on a crazy run. They really do. Their backs are against the wall, even more so than they was last year. A lot of people thought they were NIT bound and they made it in, but again, they won that early season tournament in the Atlantis. They beat a couple of good teams. So in order for this Syracuse team to even be considered for the tournament, they got to win 12 to 13 games. I don't see how else they're going to do it. But this team is capable of doing it. And it bothers me when fans give up on this team, because don't give up on Syracuse until they're mathematically eliminated. Do you not remember what you saw last year? And I get it's a different team. Malachi was terrific. He's an NBA draft pick. So was Benajay. Cooney was a good leader. But this team is still good. They could still compete in the ACC, but they got to win games at home. That is the biggest thing. If you cannot defend the home court, one of the best, if not the best, home court advantage in college basketball is the Carrier Dome. If you can't win in front of these fans, that's going to be a problem. Perimeter defense needs to improve. This team allows 40% three-point shooting against an opponent. They're going to lose unless they score at the rate they did tonight. And in terms of finding out what's going on in the middle, we know that the answer is not Dajuan Coleman. And it's never been Dajuan Coleman. Dajuan Coleman has always been shuffled in and out. He'll start, then he'll go to the bench. We're done with that. He shouldn't even be playing. Because Syracuse has Leiden, they have Thompson, they have Roberson. They have 3 guys who are capable of manning the middle. You can't afford to mess around any longer. The way I look at it, it's playoff time for Syracuse basketball. They have to play their best basketball night in and night out. They have to turn into one of the hottest teams in the country. And the more they win, the more they're going to bond and grow closer as a unit. That is the biggest thing. They need to start playing better defensively. That's the biggest thing, because we saw last year defense led to offense for Syracuse. A team that was down 15 at halftime to Virginia in the Elite Eight mounted a comeback because of their defense. So Jim Boeheim needs to go to his best defensive unit. He's got to hope these guys know how to play the 2-3 zone, and they just have to play their best night in and night out. But you got to like what you're seeing from Syracuse. Their first win against a major conference opponent, 70-55 over the Miami Hurricanes inside the Carrier Dome.
Back here on Tobacco Road, Logan Ratick alongside Johnny Wincott for the ACC Women's Basketball Finals between Syracuse and Notre Dame. And Johnny, it's only the 3rd season that these 2 teams are in the ACC, and it's been a different tournament this season. The first time in the ACC Women's Basketball Tournament that no North Carolina teams made the semifinals or further. In fact, all 4 teams in the semifinals yesterday, Miami, Notre Dame, Syracuse, and Louisville, all left the Big East at one point in time to join the ACC.
And what that tells you is, at least for women's basketball, the transition from moving from the Big East to the ACC has happened a little bit faster than some of the other sports. You look at football, especially Syracuse, it is really taking time to adapt to a very good conference. Of course, the ACC in women's basketball, it is a very good conference as well, but a Final Four in the ACC tournament of teams that were all in the Big East, so the transition has been quick and smooth.
Now the Orange have their hands full here in the second half. Notre Dame leading it 42-30, and the Fighting Irish have made 6 straight conference finals dating back to their days in the Big East. We mentioned that last season they were the runner-up in the NCAA tournament to the Connecticut Huskies, the only team they lost to this season. About 15 seconds on the clock remaining here in halftime. We're about to get set for the second half of action between the number 17 Syracuse Orange and the number 2 Notre Dame Fighting Irish. The Fighting Irish led by head coach Muffet McGraw in her 29th year at Notre Dame. 10th all-time in wins with 817, and she has the most wins by any men's or women's basketball coach in Notre Dame history. Syracuse working it left to right to begin the second half. Alexis Peterson with the ball as she now angles her dribble right to the right wing. Working on Brianna Turner, gets a screen from Day, now dumps it down to Brianna Day, backing into Turner. From the right block, now spinning, putting up a shot, and good off the window! Brianna Day gets the Orange on the board first here in the second half. She draws the contact and a chance for the old-fashioned three-point play.
Might have gotten away with a double dribble there. They contend that Turner tipped the ball. But how about Brianna Day to go in there against one of the top players in the country and take her on one-on-one down to the paint?
Free throw is good for Brianna Day, a 70% free throw shooter. It's now 42-33 Notre Dame here in the opening minute of the second half. Catherine Westbeld brings it up the floor for the Irish, who are working it right to left in their home whites. Now here is Michaela Mabry on the right wing, trying to draw something up. As she's guarded by Brittany Sykes, swings it left to Lindsay Allen, who working it now for Mabry. Back to Allen at the top. 5 to shoot for the Irish. 3, 2, Allen pulling up from the foul line, and it goes off the window. Lindsay Allen with the response, and Notre Dame back up 44-33.
Fantastic defense for about 28 seconds. The last 2, they collapsed.
Brittany Sykes working it left alley, now backs it out to the corner. She's being guarded by Westfeld, driving in the lane, off the window, no good. Brittany Sykes just can't find the touch there, and now Allen moving it towards the left tin for the Irish. Pulls up from the top of the arc and goes off the back iron, but tipped out by Peterson. Allen gets her own rebound and draws the foul on Alexis Peterson. That is Alexis's second. And Notre Dame retains possession. They'll inbound it from the near sideline.
You need to grab the rebound if Notre Dame misses that first shot. They're too good of a team to give 2 and 3 tries to.
Westbeld gets it out to Mabry on the corner. Swings it right for Allen, working it at the top. Westbeld out to the far wing for Mabry, and she knocks down the three-pointer. Nothing but net for Michaela Mabry. It's 47-33 Irish, 8:12 to go here in the third quarter.
Coach Q's look said it all, and that will continue after the turnover here.
Now Allen leading the fast break off a steal. She can't get the layup to go. It rolls off the rim. Rebound goes to Sykes, and she moves it left to right. Leading the charge, driving right alley, puts it up with the left hand off the bottom of the backboard. Rebound by Sykes. She's blocked by Turner, but Sykes picks it back up. Out to Butler for 3, off the front of the iron. Slim, another offensive rebound. She's fouled. And it looks like Isabella Slim will shoot 2 at the line. Great hustle for the Orange on a series of offensive rebounds.
4 offensive rebounds in a row, and they still haven't officially converted on any of those chances. They'll need Slim to do so from the free throw line.
Here's Isabella Slim. She's 0 for 3 at the line this season, so just does not get to the stripe and clanks the first free throw off the front of the iron. Syracuse down by 14, just over 2 minutes into this second half of the ACC Women's Basketball Tournament Finals. Second free throw for Slim rattles out, so she has yet to hit one on the season, as Allen now brings it up the floor for Notre Dame. Working into the lane, down for Turner, off the left block and in. Brianna Turner. Slim working it for SU. Off to Brittany Sykes at the foul line, bounces it to Day. Now driving, puts it up with the right hand, off the glass and in. Brianna Day working the post and getting the Orange on the board a few times here to begin the third quarter. It's now 49-35 Irish with about 7 minutes remaining here in the third. Westbeld pops up from the elbow, no good. Rebound Turner, and they're going to call it a jump ball. Possession stays with the Fighting Irish.
Not quite sure how a jump ball came about of that. It was a shot. It was deflected away, and I don't really know where the jump ball was there, but you have to credit Brianna Day, who, by the way, forced that jump ball underneath the left tin, but on the right tin, on the offensive side, keeping Syracuse in the game, 11 points, the only orange in double figures, as number 11 comes on the court. That's Cornelia Fondren.
Yeah, Isabella Slim, we mentioned, she plays about 10 minutes a game, out really quickly, and Fondren now enters the lineup for the orange, and also Hannah Huffman into the game. She replaces Catherine Westbelt.
It's a smart move by Muppet McGraw to get Hannah Huffman out there when Cornelia Fondren is. Both players a similar role, get out there, cause chaos, create energy.
Huffman controls on the near wing, gives it back up to the top for Allen, who sets things up for the Irish, swings it right now for Cable. On the right wing for Mabry. Pass down to a cutting Cable off the front rim. Turner gets the offensive rebound, no good, and the ball goes to Day as she secures the rebound. Fondren working it left to right. Drives left alley, puts one up from the block, draws the foul. 2 shots for Cornelia Fondren, as they're going to call that foul on Brianna Turner. That is her second.
It's a different Syracuse team, I think, when Fondren comes onto the court, and it's visible, it's evident. When she is out there, they're just a little more energetic.
First free throw for Cornelia Fondren is up and good. She's kind of like the Michael Benege of this women's team. She can do it all on the floor, score, rebound, facilitate, steal the basketball, draw a charge. She is the mop, as we've mentioned. And Cornelia Fondren's second free throw on the way. And good. She knocks down the pair. 49-37 Irish, 6:39 to go here in the third quarter of the ACC final.